What's going on, Flex Zone family? It's your boy, God's favorite host, the host with the moist, the one and only Byron Dixon of the Flex Zone, the only place giving you your sports how you want it when you need it. And I'm back here on Thursday, December 9th, as we head into another weekend and get closer to that Christmas holiday. Another WWE release. Surprise, surprise. Put this under your Christmas tree and in your stocking stuffers. Another WWE release, and this time, as you can see below, Jeff Hardy has finally been released by WWE. Real quick, some housekeeping. If you're watching this video right now, make sure you subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell for all notifications. Like this video. Drop a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts about Jeff Hardy being released by WWE finally. Whoo! Breaking news out of Titan Tower, the Connecticut Supermax, whatever you want to call it. Sean Ross Sapp, the Fightful, has learned WWE has released Jeff Hardy. Alex McCarthy of Talk Sports, WWE has released Jeff Hardy per Sean Ross Sapp. WWE reportedly offered Jeff help and rehab, but he declined, and we are hoping the best for Jeff Hardy. So, about a few days ago, over this past weekend, it came out that during a house show in a six-man tag match, Jeff Hardy seemed sluggish, moving a little slow, a little groggy, and basically removed himself from the match. Excuse me. Oh man, bless me, bless me, bless me. But it's funny because Jeff Hardy pretty much took himself out the match, and it's crazy because the fact that he has been released is pretty much another indication that WWE does not give a damn. They will release your ass. But I will say this. I will say this about WWE. When it comes to Jeff Hardy, when it comes to his personal demons, because I can't throw stones. I don't live in a glass house. They seem to have tried to do all they can do, which I completely agree with. I think, especially as of late, and even you've heard with John Moxley and other past WWE superstars, they are paying for their rehab, medical treatment, healthcare, things of that nature, as former WWE employees or current WWE, independent contractors, excuse me. Don't want to say the E word. But as I sit here and look at what happened this past weekend at the house show, the way he's been booked, I mean, I'm guessing they didn't have enough faith in Jeff Hardy to believe he could sustain his sobriety and be another top guy and get maybe one last run at a Universal Championship feud with the Roman Reigns heading into day one or heading into the Royal Rumble. I mean, there were thoughts he was going to win the Black Friday Battle Royal Invitational. Then he gets thrown out by Sami Zayn. Zayn gets buried. So what does that tell you about how they feel about Jeff Hardy currently? And I think this was just the icing on the cake, the nail in the coffin, the lock on the door per se. Jeff Hardy just didn't seem right. And my first thought is when I saw it, I said, here we go again. Hopefully not. I want Jeff to get released, but not in this way because it seems there are bigger issues at hand. I would love to see Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy reunite in AEW for one last world tag team title run against matches like the Young Bucks or FTR, the Lucha Brothers. Just the teams and matchups that they could potentially have when it comes to tag team wrestling at All Elite Wrestling would just be fantastic. But I would love to see what happens next with Jeff Hardy because according to his brother Matt, he's doing fine. But what does this mean for his future? Is he damaged goods? I mean, he's still one of the most popular superstars in any promotion in the world of professional wrestling, and he's one of the most recognizable names. Even if you don't watch wrestling on a consistent basis, everybody knows the Jeff Hardy charismatic enigma. So now with Jeff Hardy being released, I mean, 44 years old, one of the greatest of all time. I mean, it's going to be interesting. I do think Jeff does resurface in AEW eventually. I think that's his end goal, if you would like to think where I think he goes. But let me know your thoughts because I think besides the personal demons of Jeff Hardy to the side, looking at this in a vacuum, clearly looking at the way he was booked, looking like they had nothing for him in a meaningless tag team, having him not being able to get a Universal title run, possibly against Roman Reigns, a program because he doesn't need to beat Roman, but they could put on some good matches. Much like we saw in Survivor Series, he was the last person for SmackDown, gave Seth a good couple minutes, and eventually put Seth over and still looked good in defeat. And the crowd was behind him. They were engaged, chanting Hardy, 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 Hardy. So now that he's been released, what does this mean for him? I think he definitely goes to join his brother in AEW, but I think he needs to make sure on his own accord with his family, maybe just take some time off. 2021 is basically over. You probably got a 90-day non-compete, most likely. You on the main roster, so that puts you at what? The end of mid-March when you probably be free. That's 90 days. And that could be, if he goes to AEW next year, I'm just going to put it out there. Some of the names that could potentially show up in AEW next year, just alone now with these 90-day and 30-day non-competes that'll be ending and that'll be going through in the next 2 to 3 months. Got guys like Keith Lee, Karrion Cross, Ember Moon, Taya Valkyrie, Tegan Knox, Johnny Morrison, Johnny Gargano, probably, Kyle O'Reilly. I mean, then you throw in a name like a Jeff Hardy, and you could potentially reunite the Hardy Boys for one last run. Even a lapsed wrestling fan who may not be familiar with the AEW product may have some knowledge of the Hardy Boys, probably does, and would love to see that with a fresh spin on it potentially in AEW. But I think Jeff definitely needs to potentially have some time off. But just thinking about some of the names that are out there for AEW in the next few months, big time for Tony Khan and his promotion as they continue to fill out their roster. It's stacked, but I think they're still trying through figuring out what's going to work and what's not going to work for them. But Jeff Hardy has been released by WWE. I mean, this man is a Grand Slam champion, one of the greatest tag team competitors and single competitors of all time. No doubt he'll get into the Hall of Fame one day. Him and his brother, and potentially one on one as well. When Big E, I think, just tweeted, and I quote, Jeff Hardy is so beloved by his fans and peers. I've never heard a negative word about him, and he's always treated me with such kindness. Just wishing him and his family the very best. So I think it's one of those things that reactions are starting to pour in, as this was about almost an hour ago when this news broke, and I'm giving it to you guys as soon as possible. So I do appreciate you guys checking in with the Flex Zone first. Please, you see the ticker down below. I mean, you want to tap in with us, you want to be part of this experience. Hell, you want to donate to Flex Zone One at gmail.com. You got ideas, want to be part of the show, sponsorship, guests, donate to that cash tag, hit that bell for notifications, like, share, subscribe. But back to Jeff, I mean, I think this release, even though it seems to be under interesting circumstances, because the same company that will release you because you can't get right for your sobriety will use that same sobriety in multiple storylines to remind you of your personal demons each and every day you come to work, and it be how you get your money to support your family. So, yes, I do think WWE has tried to do a lot of stuff for Jeff Hardy. They've tried to take care of him and his family. They have. They've offered him, it looks like, a lot of help. But at the same time, you can't condemn me and then use it against me at the same time because, yeah, I'm your independent contractor. Yeah, I'm your lifelong hero, basically. I've been with the company for a good amount of years, even though I have left and come back before. Now to say that you're going to use my most recent situations a couple years ago during the pandemic against me in multiple storylines with Sheamus, you know what I mean? It being brought up by superstars or referenced in promos, and just having to eat that and and endure that every time you go to work and you're on live national TV to be reminded of your shortcomings, it can take a toll on a person. Unfortunately, I can't say how Jeff feels, but I can only imagine dealing with sobriety issues or addiction or just shortcomings and having to constantly be reminded of that every single day on a national scale. And that's the first thing people usually think about you. Oh, Jeff, he's a Hall of Famer. He's all time great in the ring. Great personality, one of the great characters we've seen, great with the fans, great backstage, nice person. But it seems like with this whole notion of striving to be better. Yes, I made mistakes. They should not be reminding him every damn day of his shortcomings because that's not going to help us so much. I love Jeff Hardy. I hope he gets the help he needs. And I think that's what this time off can do for him. I would even be a proponent of Jeff Hardy, go away for a while. You got your 90-day non compete, you got your family. Take some time off, do what you need to do to get yourself together, spend time with your family, let your body, let your mind, let your soul reset, recharge, and then you can reanalyze your career because I don't think his career is done. Like I'm telling you guys, take maybe 2022, a good portion of it. Your non compete is over in what? March? Does he take to a May, a double or nothing? Does he take to a all out? Or does he just say, hey, I'm going to take 2022 off. I'm 44, going on 45 years old. I'm going to get myself right. I'm going to make sure my family's right. And then maybe I'll see you guys in 2023. Maybe it could be an out of sight, out of mind thing where he doesn't need to be in wrestling for a year. Take that time off, reheal yourself, get yourself together mentally, deal with those issues. Then look for a reuniting with his brother in All Elite Wrestling. He just signed a new contract, what, last year? So people were flabbergasted and discombobulated about that. Just signed a new contract. So I think it was a 3-year deal. So his contract wouldn't have been over until 2023 anyway. And my whole bet was if he does get released, it wouldn't have been until next year. So you're looking at probably mid to end of next year as his non compete being released or opened up anyway. Now it'll be mid March. Hey, maybe he takes most of 2022 and returns at the end of 2022 or at early 2023, out of sight, out of mind. Let people miss you and know that you're getting the help you need, a la John Moxley. Because when John Moxley returns, oh, that's going to be a major pop. So would you think that in 6, 9 months, maybe a year, when Jeff Hardy's non-compete is over and everybody's like, where does Jeff Hardy go? Does he join his brother in AEW? I think it's a case of not if, but when with the whole Hardy Boys reuniting. Let me know your thoughts though. I mean, I think Jeff Hardy does potentially take a little bit of an extended hiatus from wrestling, allow himself to get mentally and physically and spiritually where he needs to be. And then he can progress his career, go on one last 2 to 3 year run with his brother Matt, one more shot at the AEW World Tag Team titles. Use that to help elevate the division even more, which is great. Have a good run with the title, and then elevate a young, hot, white hot babyface team that put them over and give them the titles. That would just be amazing. So let me know your thoughts. Jeff Hardy has been released by WWE. It happened about an hour ago when news came out. It is December 9th, 2021, about 11:30 Eastern time as I'm doing this video. We're going to get it up for you guys as soon as possible. But breaking news, Jeff Hardy released by WWE. You see the ticker down below. The Flex Zone 1 Facebook. Mondays we're live at 10 p.m. Instagram and the Twitter, as Dude would say. And make sure you follow us, the Flex Zone Podcast, the only place giving you sports how you want it when you need it. Hit that bell for notifications. Subscribe, like the video, share it, drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts. What you want to see more videos like this? Where do you think Jeff Hardy's going to show up? What do you think his future holds for him in professional wrestling? Is he done? I think he does resurface in AEW. Not a case of if, but when. Jeff Hardy, we at the Flex Zone are praying for you. Hope you get the help you need. And I can't wait to see you show up in All Elite Wrestling. Wednesdays, we're on all streaming platforms, Spotify, Google Play, and of course, Apple Music, the Flex Zone Podcast. The only place giving you your sports how you want it when you need it. Mondays, 10 p.m. Monday Night Madness, baby. It's Monday. You know what that means. The Flex Zone. We're live on Facebook, the Flex Zone Podcast, and on YouTube as well. The only place giving you sports how you want it when you need it. I'm Byron Dixon, the host with the moist, God's favorite host. We are the head of the sports podcast table. Acknowledge us because we the ones. But Jeff Hardy released by WWE. Another release. As I was saying, Jeff Hardy released by WWE appears he defied or denied, excuse me, help from WWE management regarding rehab and getting help for his substance abuse. And that was the final straw, and they released him. But let us know your thoughts. I'm the host with the moist, Byron Dixon, God's favorite host. Until next time, Flex On family, make sure you hit that bell for all notifications, like, share, subscribe. Again, we are the place giving you sports how you want it, when you need it. Let us know your thoughts about Jeff Hardy and any other topics you want to see us talk about soon as well. Until next time, until the next video, you can check out all our other videos as well. We are the Flex Zone. I'm your host, Byron Dixon. Jeff Hardy released by WWE. Breaking news. Until next time, y'all. Let us know your thoughts. We gone.